Trading for me is not a way to get rich. I know I'm gonna sound very discouraging here and very kind of putting you down, but there's a reason why I say this, and I'm gonna share it in this video today. But I'm not looking to get rich from trading, and you'll see why that makes sense. You see why I can still make plenty of money trading, even though you might not get rich from it, and even though there's other ways to go about it. I wanted today uncover the wealth aspect of trading, how to actually build wealth with trading around it, and how that all works out together. So stick till the end of the video. There's gonna be a lot of good knowledge on this, a lot of good experience as well, and we'll dive right into it. I know people on YouTube are going to be like, oh, you got to make money trading, you got to flip your account, you got to take this strategy, and then you can go from $5 to $200,000 in the next 30 days. And that's not what I'm all about. I really hate these kinds of videos. And there's a reason to it. I think trading is a very, very good method for building wealth, but not to get rich. And what I mean by this is that you cannot go from a very small account to a very big account in like very short time. You cannot just flip an account and be wealthy from this. Maybe you do it for a little bit of time, but you won't do this consistently for the next like 20 years or more. Eventually you're going to blow up and you lose all your money, and then you'll be sad and you go and try to do it again. And it's going to be very frustrating to go through that kind of scenario. All right, so we already said that it's very, very hard to go from a small account, let's say $500, and then turn this into $1 million, for example, right? I know people on YouTube will tell you they've done it and they are successful with it. But what this leads to eventually is, if you try to do it, maybe you're going to go from $500 to $5,000. Okay. I know this is a very, very big growth anyway. But eventually you hit a very tough drawdown and then you lose it all and you go back to zero from there, right? Because then you're going to blow up. Because taking high risk in trading, eventually you're going to get bitten in the face. And there's no way to avoid this. You could say, oh yeah, well, when I make enough money, I'll stop. But you cannot stop if you do this for a certain amount of time. You're going to want to do it more and more and more. And then you're going to want to grow that account more and more because it works, and you'll lose it over time. Not the way to do it. Now, the way I look at it is trading is actually very, very good for wealth building, but not to get rich. What I mean by wealth building here is very different. Okay, so we'll kind of focus on that for now. I know I don't have the best handwriting here, so stick with me. We'll kind of get to it, and it will all make sense in a few minutes from now. So wealth building is in a sense where you take some money. So trading is very, very annoying, and it's very painful to go from zero and then build it to a big amount of money, because trading requires money to make money, plainly said. So you need to have money to make money, right? You're going to trade on a certain account, and then you're going to, from that account, you're going to multiply it to something bigger. But you cannot go from a very small amount to a very big amount. That doesn't work, right? So if you go from $50,000, I know you're going to say, oh, it's a lot, I cannot get that money. But yes, you definitely can get that money. It's very easy to get $50,000 over time, right? Either from a job, from investors, from any kind of thing. It's very possible. So you can actually grow this money to maybe not like $1 million, but maybe you can actually grow this over time to, after a year or so, maybe you get to like $70,000 on that account. So you grow that money. You don't grow it like super fast, super risky. You grow it very conservatively, with a very small amount of risk per trade, very small amount of risk per month. But over time, you can actually get to a really decent amount. You really multiply that account. Now, here's where people get it a bit wrong, though. They say, okay, if I'm starting with 50,000 and grow to 70,000, then next year I'll be to maybe 90,000, or let's say 95,000. Okay, and then you get to whatever, 120. You're gonna say, well, I'm just making $20,000 a year. That's too little. That's stupid. I need to make more money than that. But you gotta understand that's not how you actually build wealth in trading. This is only one way to do it. It's only the classic way. But I don't expect you to make $20,000 a year and be really happy with it. That's not enough. Okay, you cannot live on this. You cannot do anything with this. There's gonna be a better way to do it. I know, for sure. So trading works really well if you've got a way to make money, and you've got a way to grow money, which is trading. By the way, trading is a good way to grow money, and then you got a way to reinvest that money over time. Right, so you got three parts to this. I'm going to attempt making a nice circle here to explain to you. So it looks something like this. You've got over here three different parts, right? So you've got a way to make money. This is your money coming in. You've got a way then to grow your money. And then you've got a plan or a way to reinvest your money. Okay, not very clear, but that's kind of how it works out. So make money is where you can make money from your job. You can make money from, of course, prop firms where you have a big account with them. You build capital in a certain way. But not with trading. You have to have another way from this. It could be a business, of course. It could be your main income at your job, of course. But there's many ways to go about it. But if you have a way to make money, you can actually be rich in trading. It's just a matter of getting these two other parts correctly. Then you have to have a way to grow money, right? So this is going to be part where you trade, okay? So trading is one way to grow your money. But I would also recommend everyone in trading to also be an investor. So you need to find a way to invest that money. Because what if one day you want to stop trading? What if one day you are sick? You get even like just a cold or flu for a week and a half. You cannot trade. You're not making any money during that time. So your income goes down to zero if you are sick or if you are not at the market and actively trading. Of course, our goals are different, sure. But in general, it's going to be very hard to maintain if you are not there at the chart to build something, trade something, or follow something. So you can do half and half. Personally, what I do is I do a bit more on the trading side, a bit less on the investing side, but I still do both, where I trade most of my money and I invest the other part of my money in the market on longer term things that will actually bring me money for the long term. So, and then you got the part where it's all about reinvesting. This is the really cool part because you can take some of your trading profits. So let's say you make $100,000. So you take part of that and then you actually go and maybe you spend it, okay? And then you reinvest the other part of it. So that other, let's say $50,000 or whatever that is, will go through the whole process once again. It will go back here. You will actually go and it's money you make. You will reinvest it by growing it more and then you invest it even more. Now, here's something I want to kind of maybe show you that's beyond this video, but very, very important, very interesting to think about, is that your equity curve in trading will look like something like this, right? Over time, if you make money trading, I expect your equity curve to look something like this. This is a nice graph. So it will go like this. It will go up. It will go maybe down a little bit, maybe sideways. It will go up. It will go sideways. Okay, it will go up and sideways. Good. Okay, pretty good. Pretty stable. Pretty going, like if you say, where's it going? Well, it's pretty much going up. Of course. Makes sense, right? But on a monthly basis, if you were to look at this and you compare month by month, right? This would look something like, okay, you have, let's say January here, then you have January here of next year, right? It might look something like this. You might have a up, down, maybe here 0, up and down, and then here, and so on. You get what I mean? It's going to be very kind of rocky, very back and forth, your equity curve on a month-to-month basis. And that means that how are you going to know how much you spend per month? Well, it's very, very hard because you got this equity curve that's going to be going like this. You have no real idea of knowing how much you're going to make. Of course, like you can have an average, sure, but it's going to be very hard to pay your bills with averages. You got to pay your bills with a fixed amount per month. You cannot just spend more than what you make. So what works with this is that you can actually take some of your profits and you reinvest it into fixed assets. So a way to be able to make money every month that's very, very consistent. So you take part of it and then you go invest into, let's say, like treasury bills that pay you a very small amount, but every single month is going to be exactly the same. It's not going to change month by month. So instead of having an equity curve like this, your equity curve now from your reinvesting will look something like this. And then when you reinvest more, it's going to go up like this. Boom, boom. Then more, boom, boom. It's going to be very stable. So every single month, you're going to be earning the exact same amount until you invest more money, until this happens over here, right? So think about this. It's pretty good because then you can actually know exactly how much you make it per month. It will be very stable. And you should have that profits from the market to top it all off. So you have this one plus this one. Like both combined will give you a really, really good advantage. So this is the one where you actually don't even spend that one. This is just only for growth. And this one here below will be for spending, or let's say for expenses. You see what I mean? So of course, like treasury bills are one way to do it. It could be real estate too. So you buy properties that you can actually make a consistent income on. It could be you invest in some ETFs that are very stable. It could be you go and you buy a business or you buy something that makes money every single month very stably, like some kind of assets. So this is really the overall key to trading. It's not just about how much you make in the market. It's not just about trying to flip your account like this. There's a lot more ways to go about building wealth and trading. And you might not get rich really quick, but you will be very wealthy over time if you apply this correctly. So if you want me to do more videos on that, this is a topic I haven't covered so far. I think it's a topic that I like to focus on myself. That's definitely the path I'm on. I love this kind of stuff, but I don't know if it's popular for YouTube. So you let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see more videos like this, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you want to see how I trade, my strategies, and the setups I follow, check out this video here. I think you'll like it. And I'll catch you back in the next video pretty soon.